I'm here with Dr. Bruce Wolff, who was the president of the ASCRS in 2004-2005. Tell us about the road that you took on your way through the American Society of Colorectal Surgeons to become the president, and who might have been your mentors along that route.
Well, it started when I became a consultant at the Mayo Clinic, of course, and I was advised by my boss, Bob Beert, at that time that I needed to get involved with the ASCRS, that it was the key organization for a colon and rectal surgeon. There were certainly other organizations that he promoted, but the society was the main one. So I started out like most of us do on committees. I was on the Public Relations Committee, and for some years ended up in chairman of that. I was on the Abstract Selection Committee for several years as well. Eventually you show up for the meetings, you do the work, somebody will find another job for you. And so that's what happened. And there was the council, and then eventually becoming president, which is one of the greatest honors of my life. In terms of mentors, in addition to Bob Beert, there was Randy Bailey, Ira Codner, Haran Abkarian, but particularly the person who meant a lot to me during all those years was Byron Gathright, who is and was my ideal for doing things within the society. And he loved the society, and as they all did.
So you've sort of mentioned it, but what do you actually love the most about the society?
Camaraderie. There is nothing like it. I know of no other group of people where everybody knows almost everybody else, even across the world. And a lot of people come to this meeting from all over. And it's the fellowship and catching up with people and sharing common problems, common solutions, but the most important part of it is the collegiality that we have, which is, and I'm a member of many surgical organizations, and there's none other like this one for that.
I agree with you, actually, very much so. So what are you most proud of that you brought to the ASCRS during your presidency?
Well, you know that as well as I do, that has to be the Educational Endowment Fund. As you and I talked about that for some time and proposed it, and it is a healthy thing with some with quite a bit of money in it right now, and it looks like it's going to be the wave of the future as outside funding for this meeting, for example, decreases. Now, what is the Educational Endowment Fund? It's a fund set aside for the ability to pay for our own meetings eventually. Not have to be reliant on companies and so forth, or extremely high registration fees to fund our meeting. It gives us a level of independence. It also gives us a level of independence following on of content and what we want to present, rather than being nudged one way or the other by a large contribution to do this or that, which has happened in the past but is becoming increasingly rare. So that, I think, is what I'm proudest of.
You have also been the president of the board of colorectal surgery, and have served that for in that capacity, and also continue to be a senior examiner. Can you tell us what your concept of leadership means in our society and in colorectal country as a whole?
Well, certainly having a vision of what colon and rectal surgery should be, and also promoting colon and rectal surgery are key parts of leadership within this group, in my opinion. We have worked very hard to become an independent subspecialty, and we need to be very vigilant in maintaining that independence. We also have a duty to educate the public that colon and rectal surgeons do what they do better than anybody else, with better outcomes and better results. And we need to educate the payers on the same thing, no matter who they might be in the future. But I think along with the ordinary willingness to get in there and work and to educate ourselves as to new things that come along in our specialty, those are all the components of leadership in this society.
So you have the distinction of having established the Education Fund. Your name is the first author on the ASCRS textbook. What do you see as our challenge for the future?
Well, the challenge for the future is to ensure that the next generations of colon and rectal surgeons are truly educated and well-trained and capable when they finish their training. This is our responsibility to the public in general, but it's also a matter of pride, and it's something we really need to pay close attention to, and it will be costly perhaps in terms of finding new ways of testing competence, and we need to be open to those sorts of changes, but we need to be very careful too in order to ensure that any changes we make are valid. And this, in addition to continuing to educate ourselves and to show that we are continually learning.
So your new role as Executive Director of the American Board of Colorectal Surgery in the future is going to place you in a position of leadership yet again. And what are your concepts of the relationship between the board and the society for the future? Where should we be going?
We have a lot to offer general surgery, and therefore the American Board of Surgery, in that in most places, almost everywhere, colon and rectal surgeons train general surgery residents. And they train them not only in colonoscopy, but in open and minimally invasive procedures, colorectal procedures, and we are an integral part of those programs. The American Board of Surgery can help us, and I hope that they will, by perhaps developing some flexibility in their curriculum for someone who is interested in colon and rectal surgery, spending more time perhaps in that rather than spending time doing something that may not be of benefit later in a colorectal surgical career. So I think we need to be very mindful of their problems and how they need to restructure their specialty of general surgery, and therefore the training program. 80-hour work week, it's very difficult to have the same product, that, if you will, that we did 10, 15 years ago, as far as having done things. And surgeons need to do things in order to learn.
Okay. Well, you've done a great job for the society. You've done a great job on this interview. I'm going to finish with the final question of how would you like to be remembered, and is there a special word that you have for the society members today?
You've mentioned the things already that I'd like to be remembered, but I'd like to be remembered for somebody who participated, who listened, who learned, who contributed, not only the textbook, but ideas, and some good, some bad, but this would be the most meaningful thing for me. As far as my words for the society members, I think you should be very proud of being a member of this organization and realize how unique it is among surgical organizations, and enjoy yourself.